Hi, everybody. As Susan mentioned, I'm an instructional technology specialist in a school district where I do some computer application classes, and I'm teaching a multimedia class, but I mostly work with teachers integrating technology into the curriculum, much like you heard Dan mention. And speaking of Dan and Anna, I think that I have two tough acts to follow, so hopefully this will be worth your while as well, because I know those two images were excellent. So I have this where in the world image that I actually created this summer when I was sitting on the beach in Cozumel. Yeah, I'm a little crazy like that. But I had this idea because I've been doing a lot of app smashing with students and teachers and trying to encourage them to mash up some different technologies in order to engage students in the learning process. And so for those of you not familiar with app smashing, it's when you take more than one app and combine them into one project. So this particular app smash uses an app called PicCollage, and then obviously ThingLink. As you can see, if I hover over the image, you can see my hotspots. And then I also incorporated Google Docs into this particular project. And the goal of this kind of had three parts to it. I'm working with some teachers in the middle school on honing students' research skills and trying to get them to read for details. The other thing that we were doing is trying to introduce them to Google Docs and using just a kind of a lower level form of Google Docs. So what I did with this particular ThingLink was all of my hotspots aren't really linked to anything in this image. They're just given information about each picture. So they're sort of like clues about each picture. As you can see, when I hover over it, I just say something about the water here, something about the language here. And the idea behind this was to try to get students to use the information that is on each one of those hotspots to identify an unknown geographical location. So given all of these clues plus the visuals, then what they were asked to do once they visited all of these hotspots and again looked at all of these clues is the star at the bottom of the screen is linked to a Google Doc. So they could use Bing or Yahoo or Google, whatever choice that they wanted for their search, and try to identify that this is in fact Cozumel, Mexico. And then once they identify that information, then I created some questions based on, you know, where in the world Cozumel is located, like the surrounding bodies of water. I asked them questions about, you know, how the water becomes turquoise, what's the official language. I asked them some questions about sea life. So some things that they would have to Google or to do a little bit of research. And then I did ask them questions, you know, if you were planning a vacation destination, where would you like to go and why? So I was trying to get some higher order questioning and with this activity as well, with the overall goal being that they would eventually create a virtual destination mashup using these same applications. So I call this an interactive learning journey, and I can shoot this wiki space off to Susan that she can share with all of you, but most of what I've created in ThingLink, I do it so that students and teachers can be actively involved, and it's all interactive. And that's what I think the beauty of ThingLink is, because quite honestly, it's one of my most favorite tools to use with students and teachers, or even for myself if I'm creating activities for students